called yourself lazy today, undisciplined. You said it like a verdict. The way you describe a flaw baked into who you are. You've never once asked whether the word you're using even means what you think it means. Let's go back to ancient times. On the Danube frontier, the most powerful man in the world was keeping a punishing daily routine. Before dawn, writing, reading, reviewing in brutal detail every place he'd fallen short the day before. Marcus Aurelius held himself to a standard most people would call excessive. You'd look at that routine and think, there it is. Discipline as punishment. A man whipping himself into shape. You'd be wrong, and the difference matters more than you think. Discipline as you practice it probably looks like this. You miss a goal. A harsh voice arrives. On schedule, right behind the failure. Lazy, weak, undisciplined. The voice feels like accountability. It feels like the price of eventually becoming someone better. That voice was never disciplining you. It was punishing you. And those are not the same operation. Even though they wear identical clothes, punishment requires a target. Something you're angry at, something you believe deserves the pain you're inflicting. When you call yourself lazy after failing, you're not correcting a behavior. You're treating yourself as the enemy who caused the failure and then attacking that enemy. Every missed goal, every broken streak is met with the same internal cruelty. And you call the cruelty motivation. You didn't invent this voice. You inherited it. Every motivational clip telling you to hate weakness. Every productivity post calling compassion an excuse. Every time punishment was rebranded as discipline. The two slowly became indistinguishable. The language of discipline has been quietly replaced, almost everywhere, with the language of punishment. And nobody sounded an alarm because they look so similar from the outside. Here's where retreat stops being available to you. You cannot punish yourself into becoming someone you respect. Not because you lack willpower, because punishment requires treating yourself as an enemy. And you cannot protect something you are simultaneously attacking. Those two postures cancel each other out, structurally, every time, regardless of how much force you put behind either one. And it gets worse than that. The harder you punish yourself for failing at discipline, the less capable you actually become of the thing you're trying to force. Punishment doesn't produce more discipline. It depletes the exact resource discipline requires. Psychologist Kristen Neff tested this directly across years of research. People who responded to failure with self-criticism showed reduced motivation and weaker follow-through afterward. People who responded with self-compassion, the deliberately gentler response, showed greater persistence and stronger recovery. The harsh voice you've been calling accountability was measurably making you worse at the thing you wanted to get better at. Let's return to Marcus Aurelius. He never punished himself. Read his actual private words, and you find no whip. You find a man protecting something. Writing to remind himself, daily, of who he was afraid of becoming under the pressure of unlimited power, and building a routine not to attack himself into compliance, but to guard the version of himself worth keeping. Discipline was never the whip. One attacks the person. The other protects the person from what threatens them. Marcus wasn't trying to become someone else. He was trying not to lose the person he already knew he should be. It was the arm around your own shoulder, facing outward, toward the actual threat. You called yourself lazy today. Ask that question again, the real one this time. Were you failing at discipline? Or were you punishing yourself and mistaking the bruise for progress? That's a question worth sitting with. Thanks for thinking alongside me. Until next time.